Hello, everyone. Welcome to our webinar on Capgemini's Rapid Launch Accelerator for Adobe's Commerce Cloud. Today, we will discuss the use cases and benefits of the Rapid Launch Accelerator, how to develop a roadmap for success, and showcase some recent client examples. Our presenter today is Rich Lyons. Richard Lyons is an Executive Vice President and Digital Customer Experience Leader at Capgemini North America. He serves as the Global Officer Leader for Commerce, defining the commerce go-to-market strategy for Capgemini globally. If you do have any questions throughout the webinar, please use the Q&A function. With that, I'll hand over to Rich.
Thank you. Thank you for the kind introduction. I appreciate it. And thanks for joining today. Just in terms of an agenda, we're going to go through a few things. We're going to run through some use cases for our Rapid Launch Accelerator. Then I'm going to tell you what the Rapid Launch Accelerator is and what it entails, and then how we can develop a roadmap for success together. We'll share some of our recent successes and then get into our Adobe and Magento experience. So with that, we'll jump right in. So in terms of use cases, there's a lot of things you can do with this, but it really allows you to test an industry with a minimal investment. So think about it from the perspective of you can test a new product, you can test a new market. Say you want to get into a new market, say you want to go internationally, you can test internationally or test a new industry. So you're starting with a very robust e-commerce platform, Adobe Commerce. You can test that market and get to market very, very rapidly. And I'll tell you on the next slide how rapidly we're going to do that. It's going to be a fixed timeline and a fixed cost. And then you can iterate and develop a roadmap for future enhancements kind of post-launch, which is very, very exciting. So let's talk a little bit about the solution, the Capgemini Rapid Launch Accelerator for Adobe Commerce. So we have a comprehensive process, for launching these. We've launched hundreds of sites over the years, and we really have narrowed this down to a tight scope to really limit the timeline and really to make it a low implementation cost. Very, very quick time to market. So if you think of this, we're talking 4 to 6 weeks. That's unheard of to have a fully branded, feature-rich e-commerce site based on Magento. The starting cost is $60,000. So if you think about that, a fixed cost, $60,000 to get launched in 4 to 6 weeks and selling online. So perfect, as we were saying, test a new product, test a new market. Really, really nice. We're bringing our best practices and our methodologies, so we have very, very predictable results. We can also post-launch add features, add integrations, so you can really, as I was saying, have this test and iterate approach. We can integrate hosting and support for you as well. So depending if you have that capability internally, we can be your one partner to provide 24/7, 365 hosting and support, including disaster and recovery. The nice thing also about Adobe Commerce and Magento is that it's B2B and B2C. So you can have that in one platform. It's not like you have to implement 2 different platforms. So we've done dozens of B2B sites, hundreds of B2C sites, because the B2C has been around a little bit longer, but really, we've got a ton of success. We'll talk a little bit about that in numerous industries. And then in addition, Magento has an order management module. So Magento order management. So we are certified as Capgemini to deliver that. So that's an additional benefit. If you need that order management capability, we can add that on. So that's not included in the original 4 to 6 weeks, but we can add it on. So let's talk about what are, good candidates for a rapid launch program. So this kind of gives you an idea of rapid launch versus what we would call a standard implementation. So rapid launch is perfect for that single site, that single language, single currency. You're just testing one area. We're really going to keep the scope to out-of-the-box functionality. We're going to use simple integrations, using the existing Adobe Commerce extensions. The branding is going to be, basic, we'll say, and really modifying the template. We're going to deal with simple taxonomy to really ensure that we can do this rapid implementation. Something that wouldn't fall in this rapid launch, and something obviously you could add on and iterate to, would be that multi-brand, multi-site, multi-language, multi-currency. If you're going to do B2B and B2C and international sites, if you're going to make modifications to the out-of-the-box functionality, And if there are other requirements that are specific, to you or to your current platform. In addition, we're not going to, in this first phase, customize shop flows or workflows or checkout. We're not going to do enhanced branding and styling. We're not going to really get into omni-channel. Of course, we can do that post-launch, but we're not in this original, typical 4 to 6 weeks. And the same thing with configurators, complicated configurators for products or subscriptions. We're not going to include that in the first phase, but of course we can add that on. So speaking of adding it on, this is kind of the roadmap for success. So the nice thing is once you do launch, we're going to help you. We talk about Commerce Realized. We're going to help you realize and maximize your potential online. So we're going to bring best practices. We're going to take that consultative approach, and we're really going to help you to maximize what you're doing. So when I say a holistic approach, I'm talking about we have experience design. This is all built in. So we can bring experience design, so our creative team, to really help you enhance that creative experience and look at the user journeys. We're going to bring digital marketing services as well. So we're going to look at your analytics. We're going to make sure that you are set up properly from the beginning to track and do testing. So anytime you introduce a new feature or functionality, you can test and make sure that it's providing the results that you want. In addition, acquisition, optimization, SEO, SEM, we can do all of that. And then, of course, we can add enhancements, new features and new functionality. And then, in addition, as we spoke of, we have managed services. So post-launch, we can either work with you if you have a team, or we can kind of provide that 24/7, 365 support. And we can kind of, when I see a holistic approach, we can add in some solution consulting to our managed services. We can add in digital marketing, in addition to obviously optimization, hosting, code and business reviews, and kind of that 24/7 monitoring and maintenance. So you can see we have this holistic approach, and you'll have an account manager that's really managing your account and is really your advocate into Capgemini to make sure that you're happy and satisfied. So really, really exciting about that. So it's not like we implement and leave you, we're with you and we're your partner. Some real recent examples of Commerce Accelerator clients. Obviously, we can't always name our customers, but we have a large tobacco product producer. We did this launch in 10 weeks. So they had a few more requirements, so it wasn't 4 to 6 weeks, but still very, very fast, with a custom homepage, with a custom style guide, which extended that timeline a little bit. But we also did a unique integration to their ERP system. But it was very, very rapid, and they're very, very happy. Pharmaca is another great example. We've worked with them for many years, and we've really worked with them more on the digital marketing side and more on the XD side, the creative design side. So we really helped them boost their traffic, their visibility within the search engine. So we stayed with them. And if you look at these results, it's unbelievable. Paid search, 41% increase in traffic, 48% increased revenue. Organic search, very similar, huge increases, and we continue to work with them for their success. And you can see, we'll send this out after, and you can see this case study in more detail if you want to see that as well. And our practice is an award-winning practice. We've done so much work. If you see from the Magento perspective, before they were bought by Adobe, we've launched hundreds of sites, and have world-class capability. On the Adobe side as well, we can provide the complete suite, so all of their products, so AEM and Campaign and DAM and all of the products together with obviously now Adobe Commerce Cloud and Magento. As we said, we're integrated in hosting and support. We do B2B and B2C. We can help, from a support perspective, if you want to do AWS, we can help from that perspective as well. And I mentioned, the Magento order management. So we've done those implementations and we're certified to do it. So you're in good hands. We've been a partner with Magento since 2009. So right at the beginning when they first came out with Magento Enterprise. So we have more experience than probably anyone in the industry. And here's a few other customers. We have hundreds, as I mentioned. These are just some of our, featured customers and more recent. Abbott's a great example, where it's using actually AEM on the front end and Magento on the back end. Great example. Warner Music, at one time, we were supporting 350 artist sites for them, which is unbelievable. Blue Dot's been a customer of ours for a long, long time, and we continue to work with them. Wincraft is a B2B customer, B2B only, so they don't sell direct to consumer. So you see, we've got great experience and happy to talk more about it. So at this point, obviously we'll send this out and you can learn more and discover more about Capgemini, but I'll also open it up to questions if there's questions out there, and happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Rich. We actually have received a few questions. The first is, what is the benefit of having Rapid Launch Accelerator on Adobe Commerce Cloud versus another platform?
That's a great question. I think, the speed and the cost is very, very aggressive, right? So especially when you think you're on, one of the best commerce platforms in the industry, right? So there's of course you could find other, cheaper solutions, but not on a platform that's as robust as Adobe Commerce Cloud is. When you think about, you can do B2B and B2C, and it's proven at very large customers. So that time frame, 4 to 6 weeks, and the cost, $60,000, is really, really aggressive and very exciting.
Oh, great, thank you. A follow-up question to that is, do we need any baseline software before implementing this solution?
Great question. I think you really don't. I mean, the one thing, you would consider would be order management, right? Do you have an order management system in place? Do you have an ERP system in place? So those integrations are going to be critical in terms of where are we getting inventory data, where are we getting that product feed, so we need those things. If you don't have order management, Magento has built in an order management system, or you could do their, Magento order management, which is a more robust order management system as well in terms of part of the implementation. But I'd say the main thing to really consider is your catalog in good shape. Do you have product images? Where are we getting inventory from? Those are the biggest things that probably will accelerate the timeline.
Great. And then another question that came across is, what is the process for getting started?
Sure. You can reach out, on this page. You've got myself, Rich Lyons, Brian Wolf. I mean, you can reach out to Capgemini, and we'd be happy to jump on a call with you and start gathering requirements and making sure that this solution fits exactly what you're looking for. So it's that easy. We can jump on a call and start gathering requirements and get moving very quickly.
Great. Another question that came through is, do you provide training?
Yes, we do. That's a great question. So we do have, some Magento certified trainers. So we do provide training, and most of that training is more how to use the Magento platform. So more from a marketing and merchandising standpoint. So how do you use it? How do you use the back office system? What does it look like? How do you set up promotions? How do you set up pricing? So we will provide that training, and that's included in the cost of the implementation. What we don't do is the technical training. So we can support you and provide, that ongoing support, but Adobe will provide, technical training if you want to send your developers through training to get them certified. Great.
And one last question. The client has an internal creative and development team. How do we work with them, or how can they work with us if they do have those teams in place at their organization?
That's great. I mean, I think we do work with a lot of customers that have internal creative teams. So we work side by side with them. If they have a style guide, we'll take that style guide and use that to apply it to the new site. And if they want, we can also work with them on brainstorming. And if they're looking, especially if it's a new product or a new market, looking for a new look and feel, we can help with that as well. And then from the technical perspective, we do a lot of co-development with our customers. So we can work hand in hand with your development team. If they get trained on Magento, they could sit in on our daily scrums. We could even assign them some tasks. If you have experienced Magento programmers, we could include them in part of the team. We just want to make sure, because the time frame is so tight, that we're not slowing down. And then post-launch, from a managed service perspective, we can absolutely do co-development. We could do the 24/7. You could do the 24/7. We work very closely to kind of structure a unique and a perfectly fitting managed service package, for our customers. So we can definitely modify those to really fit in terms of, what you need.
Wonderful. Well, those are all the questions we received today. Thank you to our presenter, Rich Lyons, and thank you all for joining us today. If you have any questions about our Rapid Launch Accelerator, please do feel free to reach out to Rich directly or to visit our Rapid Launch Accelerator page on capgemini.com. Thank you all so much and have a good rest of your day.